Hello everyone and welcome to a new reading vlog. I specifically want to do a reading vlog to focus on reading new releases, and this is kind of going to be what I'm going to focus my reading vlogs on for the next couple of months. I want to do like reading vlogs specific to new releases that I am excited about. So this reading vlog is going to be dedicated to Throne of the Fallen by Kerri Maniscalco. I'm a huge Kerri Maniscalco fan. Literally all of her books are right here. I've read all of them pretty much. I think I started around when Kingdom of the Wicked was released, and like I've read all of them as they were released. I had already read all of these for Stalking Jack the Ripper series, and I'm just a huge fan. So this is going to be a vlog specifically dedicated to this book. But before we get into that, I do want to talk about other new releases that I have read that are on my TBR like in this vlog, as well as just like general life things. I feel like these vlogs are kind of like multi-purpose for me. One, it motivates me to really read through my new releases, and two, it gives me like a focus for a reading vlog. So anyways, so another new release that just came out in September is A Study in Drowning by Ava Reid. I just read this. I didn't vlog my experience reading it just because it was like kind of during the week, hectic, crazy, didn't have a lot of time to vlog, so I didn't start my vlog, but I do just want to talk about this book. So we follow Effie. She is a student in the architecture college in this nation of Lur, I think it's called, and it's a world that's very similar to ours with technology and stuff like that, but obviously a completely made up land. And her whole life she has been seeing images of the Fairy King, and he's like a creature well known in this world's lore of like someone that will capture young women. Her favorite author wrote this book called Angharad, which is like this romantic epic, and then the author dies and has like a competition for architecture students to come and redesign the family manor. So Effie's like, oh my god, this is my favorite author ever, and I'm gonna go and do this. And then she is chosen, and while she's there she encounters Preston, who is a student in the literature college, and women are not allowed in the literature college. He is doing work to like uncover the truth about the authorship of Angharad, and things go from there. And I've literally never read another book that is similar to this, because we have like this dark academia kind of setting with these two students, but they're taken away from the college and put in this like remote sort of place, and they're in this like crumbling seaside manor in like these southlands where the people like kind of really truly believe in all the myths and the legends. And then we have Effie, who I think she really struggles with knowing like what is reality and what is magic, and the lines between those really get blurred. And then we have Preston, who just like fully believes the objective truth and doesn't believe in like any sort of magic, and these two kind of form an alliance to figure out like what is truly going on in this manor. And like it just unfolded in such a beautiful way, and like the writing is unlike anything I've ever read. I literally like I annotated it so much, and I like wrote things in it, because it's one of those books that like there is a mystery kind of going on and you don't really know how all the pieces fit together. And like there were so many like themes that were so important. It's really about like what happens when someone like is telling your story that's not you, and like you're spoken over as a woman, because like she really wants to be in the literature college but women aren't allowed, so she kind of has to like settle for architecture, and like she's just constantly told no in this world. And the romance between her and Preston was just like so cute, but like there was also all the stuff unfolding with the Fairy King and like his story, and like it was just full with like so many like annotatable lines. And like reading this book, especially because this is a book about literary analysis in some senses, because they're analyzing the text and like trying to unravel the mystery, like also made me like almost feel like I was analyzing the text like as I was reading this. And this is just like a book that makes you just like really want to like think about it. And like as I was reading it over the course of many days, like I literally could not stop thinking about it. So this is definitely like one of the top books of the year for me, because I like this story just resonated so much with me, and I literally wrote this like whole long Goodreads review. Like I'm obsessed with it, and it's just definitely going to be something that sticks with me for a long time. So if I can, the other new release that I have on my October TBR that I want to include in this vlog if I have time is Library of Shadows by Rachel Moore, which is also this like very shiny photo paper cover. This is actually like a really cute, lighthearted YA, like paranormal rom-com, and there's this girl, she goes to this academy and she kind of like falls in love with the ghost in the library, so I'm here for it. I think it's gonna be really lighthearted and fun, and so hopefully I can also vlog my experience reading this book. But the main focus is of course Throne of the Fallen. I mean, look at how beautiful this Barnes & Noble exclusive edition is. I literally, like, where am I gonna fit her? I don't know, because this shelf is full of Carrie Maniscalco, Adeline Grace, and Rebecca Ross, so I might need to move things around. I don't know, but she'll just go here for right now. And here's the one that I'm gonna read, and I actually just watched an author event the other night with Carrie Maniscalco and Rebecca Yarros, and they were just talking about their craft and like the books and stuff like that, and she was really saying how she wanted to take the world of Kingdom of the Wicked and do like Regency fantasy romances with the different brothers, and so far she's contracted for 3 of those brothers, and this one is following Prince Envy. And she was really inspired by like a character that you kind of hate in the first book, but then you come to like over the courses of the other books, and he kind of had redeemed himself in the other books in the series. So now this is a spin-off, and it's taking place in the 7 Circles of Hell, and we're following Camilla, who is an artist, and I don't think we were introduced to her previously. And the Prince of Envy gets a cryptic note that he's gonna begin a deadly game, and then Camilla is like, she's forced to enter a devil's bargain with Envy, and I know that she's an artist of some sort, so I think obviously her artistic skills are going to be used with House Envy. I've heard it's like also really spicy and fun, so like I'm here for everything. Like I can't wait. And I'm gonna like fully annotate it. Let's see. Oh, look at how pretty that is. Yeah, I'm gonna be fully annotating this one as I have with all of my other previous Kingdom of the Wicked ones. So that's kind of the setup. I'm gonna start this today. Like obviously I don't think I'm gonna finish it like at all, but I really just wanted to start and to get my little intro done for this vlog, because I'm so excited, guys. You have no idea. And I'm really excited to be having like focused goals for all of my vlogs. I just think it makes it a little bit more fun, and of course this is going to be spoiler free, but the reason that I want to do like specifically focusing on new releases, maybe like 1 book at a time, or 1 or 2 new releases like smushed together for the book itself and kind of preserve my reactions over time, but also like it makes me focus. Instead of giving updates like every few days when I'm filming longer reading vlogs, I actually like take the time to give my genuine reactions like as I'm reading the books, which is something that I really miss in my vlogs. And I think like I did this a lot with Fourth Wing, where I like read it over one weekend and I just kept picking up my camera to really give my in-depth thoughts as I go, and I really enjoy that style of vlogging, and we're gonna try it out for this one, who is my baby. I'm so excited to read it. Alright pals, just a quick little update before bed. I wanted this to be cute with like my wall, but I'm gonna need to find out a better filming situation to have the wall in it at night, but it's actually giving ample light for the fact that it's actually dark in the room besides the wall. Anyways, I am on page 57 of Kingdom of the Wicked. So this one takes place mostly in the human realm of Waverly Greens, which is very similar to Regency at London. So we have talk of like mamas and the Ton and debuting and blah blah blah, and I love it. It definitely makes me want to also catch up on Bridgerton, because I have not watched Queen Charlotte yet and I need to do that. We have this game that I think is hosted by a fae, so I think we're also getting fae in this. Also look, I have my little guide to annotation. It opens, well, isn't this just so beautiful? And then it opens, it has rules of the game, so you have this like little invitation. So it is like a little bit of a mystery, and it's making me so excited because it's bringing me back to the Stalking Jack the Ripper days, which I just like love the way the clues were integrated with that story, and I love if we're gonna have like a good little mystery in here. So I'm excited. I think that this like game, it seems like something is wrong with Envy's court and he needs to win the game to like restore his magic of some sort. I mean, this is kind of just the information that we're getting in the beginning. And Camilla also does artwork forgery. So that's kind of how they're getting thrown together. And I'm intrigued to see how it goes. I've heard the spice of this is like really good. And I've heard that this is just I've seen only glowing reviews. I'm so excited. When I watched the virtual signing event, someone said that they had to sign an NDA to get an ARC. That's crazy. I didn't know we were signing NDAs for ARCs now. But you know what? It is what it is. But yeah, I'm really excited. I just feel like I'm annotating so much and like loving being back in a Carrie Maniscalco book. I just love it. It's like I want to savor it because I don't want it to end because I know I'm just gonna love it. So that's all for now. Good night. Okay, confession, I have not vlogged in like 2 to 3 weeks. I don't even remember the last time I vlogged because I got smacked in the face with life. And I just lost all my motivation to do booktube, for reading, anything. Like I was just like, I just need to stop because I was just getting overwhelmed. I had people visiting, I was traveling. Work is like that last little bit of craziness before the end of the year, and I just couldn't push myself to do anything, and I'm glad I listened to myself. But anyways, that is why maybe you saw a gap in my channel. I don't know when this is going to be posted versus like when I'm filming it. But anyways, I have read literally no more of Throne of the Fallen since the first day I picked it up about 3 weeks ago. Which is page 56. And like I knew that I was loving this, or that I was gonna love it so much. I didn't want to read it during a time that I was super busy and I couldn't really vlog my reactions, which is why I saved it for now. So this week has already been kind of crazy, but I just got my bridal hair and makeup trial done, which is if my makeup looks extra pretty, that's why. And here's the back of the hair. So I don't know, I think some people try and keep their makeup hair and their wedding makeup hair a secret or whatever, but I cannot hold information in if it's my own information to tell. I tell people things multiple times. I'm just a sharer. Like I don't keep any secrets because I just need to tell everyone all of my thoughts. Actually, sometimes I think I'm annoying because I do that. But anyways, I digress. Insecurities aside. Okay, so the setup is really interesting, and we definitely have Envy and Camilla. Okay, Camilla at each other's throats. There were also the introduction of Faye. I do think Carrie Maniscalco straddles the line of, if there was a new adult category, she would be put into it because her writing style is still YA, but it just has more like adult romance storylines. I think it's gonna mostly read like her other books, just a little bit spicier, and that's how I feel like where JLA falls into. It's in these other romantasy series that like have more mature relationships in terms of sexual content in them, but don't really change anything from the YA conventions, because adult fantasy convention and YA fantasy conventions are very different, and YA tends to have a lot more fast-paced kind of action. And I think that kind of where you have older characters doing older people things, but the more traditionally YA pacing, story building kind of craft is where you get that new adult area. And unfortunately, even though it is very much a thing in the indie space, traditional publishers are very slow to notice that, which is why then this book ends up, I think it's adult. Oh yeah, she's still my fave. I love these like chapter headings as well, these keys. And then we also have what looks like Wisteria. I just knew I needed to save it for a time that I could actually enjoy it, and I finally feel like I'm pulling my head out of the hole. And this weekend is like the first time I have off in a really long time where I'm not working or traveling. So I'm just like, I need to relax. And so I really want to pick up this book this weekend when I have no other plans besides cleaning my apartment. And I think that I'll be able to just like connect to this more because I'm not reading it in a stressed out time. So that's kind of what's been going on. And I've also contemplated not having a TBR anymore, because I just feel like making these lists makes me organized, but then also just I never stick to them. And I'm like, am I just making them to make content at this point? Not because they are actually helping me. I think that's a really valid conversation to have with yourself. And also just, like, I'm getting married next year, so things are getting really kind of stressful. I'm like getting older, I'm almost 30, so I kind of have to think of, I love booktube, book internet, I don't want to give it up, but I also don't want to put such stringent requirements on myself that it makes it not fun anymore. So I've been thinking of, while I'm kind of in this mode, like maybe this next coming year, I focus on just like, I make, if there are recommendations that come to mind, like I'm always going to do my anticipated release videos, I'm going to do maybe any sort of like seasonal recommendations, or just things that ideas come easy to me, and then I'll post reading vlogs for like anticipated books. Like I'm doing this Throne of the Fallen reading vlog. There are a lot of books that came out at the end of the year, and I also would maybe do like themed reading vlogs for books that are older, and then just post those as I have them, and not like just making content when I want to, not because I feel like I have to stick to a kind of schedule. I've been doing this for 5 years, and yeah, uploading on a weekly basis does help you with your growth, but I'm at the point where I'm like, I have a lot of subscribers. For me, I feel like my ultimate goal is to not have 1 million subscribers. Like my ultimate goal is to just to engage with the people, and I feel like I get a lot of comments that I can talk to you guys through YouTube and other various forms of social media. So to me, that is fulfilling. And sometimes it's just fulfilling to make a video of you talking to yourself about books. And even if it doesn't get a lot of views, it, you know, you got your thoughts out there and you try to share them with the world, and I think that's something commendable. I also, because I was having an emotional time, went to Target, and I ended up buying a lot of books because it was buy one get one, 50% off, and I've just been like in my romance feels, and I'm like, you know what, I really haven't caught up on buying a lot of romance that I want to buy, and this was, I've bought like 10 more books. So I spent this money in Target. So we have Funny Feelings by Tara DeWitt, which is about a comedian and her manager, and this was originally indie published and it got picked up by a traditional publisher, which is a very common theme that is happening a lot of the time. Then we have Cruel Seduction by Katie Robert, and I need to catch up on the series. I haven't read the last one, Radiant Sin, which I'm looking at on the floor here, or this one. And I love the series. It's like dark Greek gods, and Katie Robert writes some spicy spice, and I love it. Oh, also, should I mention that like Maddie's book came out? Like my friend wrote a whole book. Maddie, aka Madison Fox. We've been friends for literally 5 years. Hung out in person a bunch of times. Like we are tight. I'm so excited and happy for her. It was the first ever time I was in the acknowledgements of a book, and I helped her beta read it, and I'm just really proud that my friend is a published author now. So you should all read that book. It's about a masked streamer, video gamer, and a rich girl and their spicy spice relationship. Okay, back to my book haul. I don't have Maddie's book yet, but hopefully I will soon. The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I also want to read Dead Romantics because I've heard good things. She's written like really cute YA sci-fi books, and so this shift to like sci-fi-ish romance, I'm liking it. A lot of Tessa Bailey's like old indie books are getting recovered, and they're getting trad pub versions. I think Avon is doing all of them, so I just got Need Me and Chase Me. I literally saw those Tessa Bailey and I picked them up, to be honest, because I love her and I think that she's hilarious. Yeah, these are her older books, so there is a chance that maybe they won't be as good as the more popular ones, but I still think that I will enjoy them. But I actually just finished today. This book is about Mariel Spark, and she is supposed to be the most powerful witch of her generation, but she like is really bad at spell work and magic, and so she accidentally summons a demon and they have a fake date. And it was so adorable. There were so many like really funny lines, and I just really loved these characters' journeys. Like, it was so adorable and cute, and like this is everything that I love in a romance, and it had a little paranormal element, and it was a rom-com, and I was like, I need more of these. So definitely like the witchy rom-coms, like books that are published as rom-coms but are paranormal, I want to read more of, because like while I would consider a paranormal romance and not fantasy romance, I do find them very adjacent, and I just like that these are really funny, and I love funny books. That's it. But I picked up a physical copy because I was loving it so much. So okay, that's all updates for now. I just like don't want to go take off this makeup, so I keep talking, but bye. Alright pals, this is just a little check-in to keep myself accountable. I have on my fall jazz in the background, and I'm finally picking up this book again. I talked a little bit for this vlog on Wednesday. Haven't picked up the book since. It's now Friday. There's my little cabin in the background, and I actually have time to sit down and read this weekend and enjoy this book. So when I last put it down, I was on page 57, so not that far. So I'm gonna skim through just to get back in the mood and then read more. And then I want to keep doing updates since this is a vlog dedicated just to this book. So I'll see you guys soon. Behind the scenes of taking Bookstagram photos. Honestly, not sure I really know what I'm doing, but I did get this chunky cable knit blanket because I think it makes for an interesting backdrop. But I still feel like my Bookstagram posts aren't super great, so I want to like try working more flat lays and stuff like that. But I'm actually really liking how this looks. So if you see it on my Instagram, then you know. Hello, so last night I got to page 99, so I only read about like 50 more pages just because I got distracted. However, today I took our dog to the park. I did all of my chores, and I'm gonna read for a little bit, have a little bit of lunch, go to the gym, and then I can dedicate the whole rest of my day to reading. So I'm feeling pretty good. The gym won't take me like more than an hour, so I'm just waiting for Alex to get back with food. I wish publishers just recognized new adult as a valid genre, because that's like a lot of the fantasy romances, like that's the genre that they are, and it's like they don't know where to put the books in traditional publishing because it doesn't fit in the mold that is currently there. But you know what? YA used to not be a thing. It used to just be books for kids and books for adults. So I think if we keep saying that we want new adult, eventually they will adapt. And I think seeing the trends in the indie market will also make traditional publishers eventually adapt. So I think new adult would be a good thing. However, I would categorize this book as new adult. So I'm going to continue on. We definitely got some intrigues, some like fun, spicy little tension as well. Definitely insta-lust a little bit, which I think is fine because you want the characters to be attracted to each other in a fantasy romance and make it spicy. But there was definitely some spicy moments already that I was blushing a little bit. I like their dynamic so far, and we're actually getting into like the thick of the plot. This is a longer standalone book, so I do think like the exposition in the beginning was a little bit longer, but I'm not hating it. And I think we're finally getting to like Camilla and Envy like making a deal. Also, I'm very curious because in Kind of the Wicked, Wrath had a name, and I'm not gonna tell you like what his true name is because that's a spoiler, but I'm wondering if Envy has like a true name and if we're gonna find it out. Also, Camilla is definitely hiding secrets, and I think her secrets might have something to do with like the Fae and her parents, because there's a very like interesting setup there. So I'm gonna keep reading and see where we get, and I'll probably do more check-ins tomorrow, but I just want to spend my time this weekend reading this book. Okay, so this book has a trope that is commonly used in Regency romances, and I won't say what it is, and like nothing in the description gives it away. I haven't seen anything posted about it, so I'm like not gonna spoil it, but oh my god, I'm so excited that it was used because I didn't think it was gonna happen. I wasn't expecting it from the story, but it's like literally fantasy, Regency. Ugh, I love it, and it's like darker in tone. I do also want to read Half a Soul, which is like lighthearted Regency fantasy, different in tone from this, but similar concept. And like he just like wants to kill people. Envy wants to kill people for hurting Camilla, and like he's like, he hurt you. Basically, you know, variations of who did this to you. Every time it gets me. Every time it gets me. I'm just obsessed. I'm just a woman obsessed. Okay, good morning. It's Sunday morning. I have coffee. I tried a new place instead of Dunkin'. It's Mary Lou's, and this is white chocolate chip coffee. It's actually pretty good. Alright, so today is Sunday and I have no plans besides reading. I might come in and do some cleaning of my book room later, but I want to just read more of this book because I am like getting so into it now. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we got some spicy scenes, and it definitely is a little insta-lust. Like they're definitely intrigued with each other, but in these whole things he likes to play games, so they're kind of like playing games with each other through like their sexual things that they're doing. So it's like a really fun push and pull dynamic, which I like. Definitely I think Camilla's kind of coming out of her shell more because again, this was a theme in Kingdom of the Wicked, and I think it's gonna, you know, come into play again, is like these mortals are in this like Regency-like society where the rules placed on women are like so strict, and then they can't really like give in to their desires or just like have any sexual freedom. And so like when they meet princes of hell who are like the embodiment of sin, then obviously that can change and it can be a little bit more freeing. So I think we see like Camilla grappling with that a little bit, and also just this like grand game that we have going on. We're getting like more into the game. And okay, if I were to be in any of the houses, it would definitely be House Sloth, because it's just like full of libraries, and the way that Carrie Maniscalco like portrays Sloth is that like he's just like calculating and like takes his time to like make decisions, but he's like basically just like this guy with like a giant library and all this knowledge, and like that is the house that I would belong to. There's actually a lot of like funny moments with like all of the different characters, and like I'm just having a really fun time, and I'm so happy to be back in this world, and I think that this is really fun. And I know that this series is only contracted for 3 books, so I think we're gonna get definitely Pride's book, because that was hinted at. And I think, is it either gluttony or greed? Someone is like having a problem with like a reporter. I think that could be another book. I really want like Sloth to have a book though. I kind of really like him. So anyways, I'm gonna continue reading. It's Sunday, so like football is on, but I'm just gonna read this like as I watch football. I'm currently on page 249, so I'm approaching the halfway point because it's 560 pages. So I'm just vibing, I'm having good, and now that I've like gotten into this book, I feel like it's going really fast, and I am just loving it. Hello besties, it's now later in the same day, and I'm up to page 376, and things are definitely picking up. We're getting into like really the meat of the story and like traveling to different locations, and it honestly is like a good mix of like angst and like it kind of got like bloody and gory. And definitely this book is a bit more explicit, not in just like what the characters are doing, but like in what other people surrounding them are doing. Because if you think about it, like literally it's the underworld, it's hell, like people are gonna be doing sinful things. So I like that kind of element like has really brought the story to another level, because I think Miss Maniscalco can just be a little bit more descriptive in the things that people are getting up to set the scene. If you know, you know. Where I am, like definitely the romantic tension is still building, and Camilla's hiding a secret, and I like think I know like what the answer is, but I'm intrigued to find out. So definitely this book has kept me reading. I was just sitting there watching football and reading, and it was just like perfect Sunday reading day. However, now it's like 8 p.m. I might put this down for now. I was gonna try to finish it today, but honestly, I'm just like savoring my experience. I don't think I want it to end, and I also have been reading a lot today, and I kind of just need a brain break. Okay, next day, I cleared all of like the junk that was on the floor, which is really good. So now it's just organizing books. So maybe I'll do that today. I don't even want to show my face because I took a sick day from work today and I don't feel great, but we're just gonna continue reading. Definitely just some organization that needs to occur here, figuring out some things, and keep reading this guy right here. And it's getting spicy, it's getting tension filled, and I'm just having a grand old time. I love it. I am obsessed with Carrie Maniscalco. I've loved all of her books, and this one is no exception, and it's really fun. And yes. Hello, so it's been a little bit since I've done an update. It's now Friday. I think I did my last update maybe on like Monday. I've been kind of sick all week with this cold that I can't really kick, so I did still have to like go into work because I do like lab-based work and I can't really do it from home, and it was like our most stressful experiment week. So however, today is Friday. Oh, hello! Hello, little angel. You want to come into the video? Yes? Say hello to your adoring fans. You're so cute. Hi. Do you want to come snuggle? Come on. Lay down. Oh, okay. All right. He just wanted to come a little bit closer. Okay, so because of that, I kind of put this down during the week. I just was like really not feeling well enough to pick this up, but today I'm working from home. It's Friday. Despite not really sounding good, I do somewhat feel better. I'm on page 450, so like I'm like getting towards the end here. We finally got some like good spicy spice and I love it. I love the push and pull between these two characters, and what I think I really like about this series is a series of books about the princes of hell that have a sin that they represent. So like, of course they are morally gray, but the women are also not just like your average saints, and I think that this can lead to a lot of people maybe not liking the female main characters because they don't like behave in ways that conform to like our society's standards. But what I enjoy about this book is obviously this is about envy, and like Camilla gets jealous, and like, yeah, it's a little bit toxic, but like he's literally the prince of envy. Like, of course they're gonna like fuel each other's jealousy. So I enjoyed that, and it's also the same thing with Wrath and Amelia that I really liked. Like throughout the book, especially like Amelia just learns to like own her anger a little bit more, and I enjoyed that aspect. And I enjoy that these books are about women that kind of like give into these like sins and desires, even though they are living, because a lot of them come from like mortal Regency era societies where women like are told to like act and behave and feel a certain way, and it's kind of them like shedding those inhibitions throughout. There's a big theme for Amelia in Kingdom of the Wicked, and again also for Camilla in this book, although they go on different journeys. So I quite enjoy that aspect. And yeah, their spice was good, but there's still tension in this last little bit of the book, because it's not like they're just like, there's still stuff to happen. And like we have this game aspect with like the Fae King, Unseelie King being the game master, and I feel like there's going to be more twists and turns to be revealed. There were some good reveals, even if I saw it coming, like it made sense, so I quite enjoyed that. So what have I been reading in the meantime when I kind of put this book down for a few days because I just was not feeling well enough to read a physical book? Okay, so a Kindle book that I had been slowly making my way through and I finally just finished is The Demon Court by Emma Hamm. And again, this is about lust, and she's a witch, and unfortunately, so this is actually kind of similar to Throne of the Fallen in terms of like it's the 7 deadly sins, but I really actually didn't really like this one. I gave it 3 stars on Goodreads because there were some like good aspects, but like I don't know, I might give it 2 stars. I really had to like slog my way through, and the fan art just honestly kept me wanting to read. And like I liked these characters. Like I like that Lust was this like bi king that like everyone just like loves, and he's kind of like androgynous presenting, and I thought that was a cool way to do it. And then like Celine was unfeeling, but a lot of the like, there are sometimes when I read a book and something like happens in the plot and it just doesn't, it seems like it's just happening and it doesn't like fully make sense. I don't know if you guys have ever like read a book like that where like it just seems like the plot things are just kind of happening, but like the characters and the reasons why these things are happening just don't make any sense, and they're just happening just to happen. So I felt like the plot was very much like that, so long and slow. But I did enjoy the character development of Lust and Celine. Like I thought that was well done, and I thought like Lust's character concept was interesting, but there was just too much else that like bogged it down. So it was just, unfortunately I was really looking forward to this one, and I unfortunately just actually really didn't like it, which is so sad. I try to mix up my different platforms, and again, I'm trying to just find different ways to read as much as I do without spending as much money, which I will have a full in-depth video coming later. Anyways, I spent a lot of time chatting in this little clip, but I am probably just gonna chill out, you know, do some reading while I'm on breaks from doing work, and probably check in with you guys as I get close to finishing this. And then I do want to pick up another highly anticipated book for my next themed vlog, and I am having so much fun doing themed vlogs around like highly anticipated releases, like just for one book, an in-depth one, or like a series, or just like some sort of theme that ties the different books together. So that might be what I shift to on my channel. And I also need to think if I'm still going to be keeping up with my weekly posting cadence as life gets more busy, maybe just like only when I can, and not, you know, that I have to post every single week. So we'll see. But it just sucks when I don't post weekly that my views drop, but then it's like, is it the art of creating that I care about, or is it the views that I care about? So these are just all things that are on my mind. Hello, so I have finally finished Throne of the Fallen, and I had so much fun with this book. I ended up giving it 5 stars. I think it's really interesting to transition from a trilogy to a series of standalones following the different princes. As far as I know, there's going to be 3 books, and I think I can predict who the other 2 books that are contracted for are going to be about. But hopefully we get contracts for the next 3 books, and then we get all 7 princes. So it's definitely interesting with this series because there's like this transition from YA to adult, and now from a trilogy to a standalone, which is why I think this book is really long, because the story does stand on its own, and I think it ended at a good place. And I kind of like the idea of having interconnected fantasy standalones following the different brothers, because I think if each brother got a trilogy, that would just be a lot of book, and not all the princes need a full trilogy to tell their stories. So I enjoyed Camilla as a main character. She was definitely hiding some of her own secrets, and then we have Envy, and I just like the way that they made each other jealous. It was honestly just really fun. It kind of stands on the established world building from the Kingdom of the Wicked series, and if you enjoyed that series, you will have a lot of fun with this. And that's all it is. It's just like a fun, smutty time with young adult. It's definitely squarely new adult, young adult pacing, writing, storytelling, but like spicier. And I tend to just really like that new adult space of the more YA writing style with more adult relationships. So I had a grand old time reading this, and I mean, you guys know me, I'm really not overly critical of books anyways, so I just had fun. I annotated it fully, and I just had a lot of fun vlogging my experience reading this as well, so look out for some more vlogs about some highly anticipated books. But I think that's all I'm going to say for now. I had a lot of fun with this book. It was highly anticipated, and I feel like it paid off, and it kind of delivered exactly what I was looking for in it, so I am happy. So let me know down below if you guys have read this book and what you thought about it, and have some fun reading books, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.